should be a fast
Good evening. We'll call to order the regular meeting of the Apache Junction City Council. I want to welcome all of you here. We do appreciate your attendance this evening. Our invocation will be offered by Councilmember Insulaco and the Pledge of Allegiance by Councilmember Dietz.
Our Father in heaven, thank you once again for the weather you bestow upon us. Let us do the business to our best of our ability for the citizens and the residents of our great city. Thank you for letting us be prepared tonight at the groundbreaking for the new library. Also, take care of all our service men and women throughout the world who are fighting in our name. We ask this in your name. Amen. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call.
Mayor Coleman.
Present.
Vice Mayor Eck.
Here.
Councilmember Dietz.
Here.
Councilmember Insulaco.
Here.
Councilmember Sievers.
Here.
Councilmember Sippel.
Present.
Councilmember Waldron.
Here.
All members present, you have a quorum, Your Honor.
Thank you. I'll call for a motion on the consent agenda.
Your Honor,
Councilman Sippel.
I move that the consent agenda be accepted as presented. Second.
Moved and seconded. Roll call.
Councilmember Dietz.
Yes.
Councilmember Insulaco.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Eck.
Yes.
Councilmember Sievers.
Yes.
Councilmember Sippel.
Yes.
Councilmember Waldron.
Yes.
Mayor Coleman.
Yes, I think that's the shortest consent.
Unanimous, Your Honor.
He just didn't want me to
Thank
make
you.
it long.
We'll move on to awards, presentations, proclamations, and I have several proclamations to read. And the first one is Fair Housing Month, April 2007. Whereas the National Fair Housing Law of 1986, as amended by the Fair Housing Amendments Act of 1988, prohibits discrimination in housing and declares it a national policy to provide within constitutional limits for fair housing in the United States. And whereas the principle of fair housing is not only national law and national policy, but a fundamental human concept and entitlement for all Americans. And whereas April has traditionally been designated as Fair Housing Month in the United States, now therefore I, Douglas Coleman, Mayor of the City of Apache Junction, Arizona, do hereby proclaim April as Fair Housing Month in Apache Junction, and do hereby urge all citizens of this community to comply with the letter and spirit of the Fair Housing Law. Signed and attested to the 16th day of April 2007. And I don't even know who they have. Linda. The next one, municipal clerk. Actually, this is a little different order, I guess, than what's in the packet. I just tried to put them in order according to date that these events are occurring. The next one is Municipal Clerks Week, April 29th through May 5th, 2007. Whereas the office of the municipal clerk, a time-honored and vital part of local government, exists throughout the world, and whereas the office of municipal clerk is the oldest among public servants, and whereas the office of the municipal clerk provides the professional link between the citizens, the local governing bodies and agencies of government at other levels, and whereas municipal clerks have pledged to be ever mindful of their neutrality and impartiality, rendering equal service to all, and whereas the municipal clerk serves as the information center on functions of local government and community, and whereas municipal clerks continually strive to improve the administration of the affairs of the office of the municipal clerk through participation in education programs, seminars, workshops, and the annual meetings of their state, province, county, and international professional organizations. And whereas it is most appropriate that we recognize the accomplishments of the office of the municipal clerk, now therefore I, Douglas Coleman, Mayor of the City of Apache Junction, Arizona, do recognize the week of April 29th through May 5th, 2007 as Municipal Clerks Week in the City of Apache Junction, and further extend appreciation to our City Clerk, Kathleen Conley, and to all municipal clerks for the vital services they perform and their exemplary dedication to the communities they represent. Signed and attested to this 3rd day of April 2007, signed by me.
And Jan's going to accept it on behalf of the entire department. And I just want to say, Mayor Coleman, we have enjoyed having you read that proclamation for us every year.
Well, thank you. Proclamation, Foster Care Appreciation Month, May 2007. Whereas the family, serving as the primary source of love, identity, self-esteem, and support, is the very foundation of our communities and our city, and whereas in Arizona there are more than 9,500 children and youth in foster care being provided with a safe, secure, and stable home, along with the compassion and nurture of a foster family. And whereas foster families who open their homes and hearts and offer help to children whose families are in crisis play a vital role helping children and families heal and reconnect and launching children into successful adulthood. And whereas dedicated foster families frequently adopt foster children, resulting in a greater need for more foster families. And whereas there are numerous individuals, public and private organizations who work to increase public awareness of the needs of children in and leaving foster care, as well as the enduring and valuable contribution of foster parents, and the foster care system is only as good as those who choose to be a part of it. Now, therefore, I, Douglas Coleman, Mayor of the City of Apache Junction, Arizona, do hereby proclaim May 2007 as Foster Care Month in Apache Junction, and urge all citizens to change a lifestyle by sharing their hearts, opening their homes, and offering help to children in foster care, foster parents, and the child welfare professional staff working with them during this month and throughout the year. Signed and attested to this 3rd day of April 2007. And I don't know who to give this one to.
Send that to them.
You know who to send it?
Yeah, they'll send
Okay. Can you pass this around to Kathy? And the next one, proclamation, National Public Works Week, May 20th through the 26th, 2007. Whereas public works services provided in our community are an integral part of our citizens' everyday lives, and whereas the support of an informed and understanding citizenry is vital to the efficient operation of public works systems and programs, and whereas the health, safety, and comfort of this community greatly depends on these public works facilities and services, and whereas the quality and effectiveness of these facilities, as well as their planning, design, and construction, is vitally dependent upon the efforts and skill of public works officials, and whereas the efficiency of the qualified and dedicated personnel who staff public works departments is materially influenced by the people's attitude and understanding of the importance of the work they perform, now therefore be it resolved by the Mayor and Council of the City of Apache Junction, Arizona, that I, Mayor Douglas Coleman, do hereby proclaim May 20th through May 26th, 2007 as National Public Works Week in Apache Junction, and call upon all citizens and civic organizations to acquaint themselves with the efforts with the efforts involved in providing public works services, and recognize the contributions the public works employees make every day to our health, safety, comfort, and quality of life. Signed the 16th day of April 2007. And Doug, can I get you to come take this one? There's a... Oh. And I was just handed an introduction to this proclamation, which reads, in honor of Public Works Week, our Public Works Department would like to remind everyone to drive safely in work zones. Over 300 Public Works employees are killed annually while working in the right-of-way as they provide safe and efficient roadways for the citizens of this nation. Yeah, thanks for all you do, Doug. We'll move on to call to the public. This is the time set aside at each of our council meetings for the public to address the council. If you wish to speak, you must fill out a request to speak form. You may fill one out now and hand it to the city clerk. When called upon to speak, please come forward to the microphone podium and state your name and address for the record. If there is a group speaking on the same subject, please choose a spokesperson. The council welcomes all of your comments and suggestions. Arizona open meeting law allows individuals to address council on any issue within the jurisdiction of the council. Council may not answer your questions or discuss your comments at this time. However, at the conclusion of call to the public, council may do any of the following: respond to criticism made by any individual who addresses council, ask staff to review the matter, or ask staff to place the matter on a future agenda. Council shall not discuss or take legal action on matters raised at call to the public unless the matters have been properly noticed for discussion and legal action. Due to time restraints of the meeting, there is a 3-minute time limit per speaker. And I've received several requests to speak forms. And the first from Tess Nesser.
Mayor Coleman, council members, city staff, and public. Tess Nesser, 1511 South Cactus Road, Apache Junction. I'm here for two things. I was here 2 weeks ago and I brought this up, and I think it's important enough that I want to bring it up again. This Saturday, the Apache Junction will be having the American Cancer Society Relay for Life at the high school. Starting at about, I think it's 6 o'clock. We will have our tents and everything set up, and we will have people on the track, all the different teams walking all night long until about 8 o'clock in the morning. So if you don't have anything to do Saturday night, come on by and maybe pitch in and buy some of the things that some of the teams are selling or whatever. Just come and have fun with us. And again, I want to bring up that, my personal goal has been to find a very wealthy person who will donate $1 million to this worthy cause, because cancer is one of those things that is affecting us all directly and indirectly. And since I haven't found that millionaire yet, what I want to ask everyone here tonight is if every one of my friends will chip in $1, we can reach the same goal. So I'd like to ask you to please be one of my friends. The other thing that I didn't write down that I want to share with you, and for the public who's maybe not aware, we had the groundbreaking today for the library. And afterwards, there was a little reception there. And I was speaking with this lady. She approached me and was asking me what everything was about, and I was explaining it to her. She's from England originally. Her name was Margaret. I didn't get her last name, unfortunately. But she was telling me that she came here from L.A. I'm not sure how she got there and here, but she lives up in Superior. And she comes down to our library twice a week because she said it's the best library around. And she said, in fact, there's only one other library that compares to the Apache Junction Library, and that one is in New Zealand. And she just thinks that our library is the best and can't wait to see the new edition.
All right.
So, thank you.
Thank you. Dan Wald.
Is that on? Thank you. Mayor Coleman, members of the council, public, I'm Al Wald, 560 North Atlantic Drive, Apache Junction, Arizona. I'd like to first of all point out that the University of North Dakota Fighting Sioux were defeated. But we're not defeated. They're still champions. As I said a while back, there are 4 things you do when you have integrity, honesty, and character. The first one is you ask yourself, did I do the right thing? Every day. The second one is, did you ask yourself if you did your best? Every day. The third one is, did you ask yourself, and did you prove to yourself You really care about people. You did something about that. And you did. And the last one, of course, is did you help somebody be successful in whatever they were pursuing that day? And I believe that if you answer those questions in the affirmative, as most of us try to do, you will be successful in whatever you do. Honesty, integrity, and character. Things that we want to see from the members of the council. I have something here I'd like to show you. We have a councilman who was selling his house and was told that last night he's moving to get out. He is running for office. Whether that's true or not, I believe if that person has integrity, honesty, and character, he will work well. Thank you. And by the way, Tess Nesser, here's the dollar.
Krista Rizzi.
Mr. Mayor, City Council, Krista Rizzi, 1755 South Sombrero Road. This will be short. I just want to apologize for not being here last night. I'm very embarrassed. Thanks.
Christie, what? I can't say, sorry.
Renee LaSutra.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, Mayor and Council, City Department Heads. Renee LaSutra, 5775 East 20th Avenue. First of all, let me congratulate you, Mayor, for the fine job you've been doing for the past decade. I mean, all the years that you've been Mayor, and all that are in this room, Department Heads, for the fine job that you've been doing for the City of Apache Junction. And I mean that sincerely. I rarely come up to speak, and I feel that this issue needs to be brought up, so I'm bringing it up. I read the study of the development fees that were passed at the last meeting on March 20th. They were adopted by this council as public record, and they were passed the same evening. They passed 4-2, and I thank Aubrey and Joe for voting against it. I'm not opposed to raising impact fees. I received from Pinal County, before the city was incorporated, for $95, or $9.50 it was, to build a house up on a mountain. And there was good news and bad news in that. Good news was it was $9.50. The bad news was it was 20,000 square feet is all I needed. And every realtor and wonderful people, Bob Lake, Clay Worth, and the other from Century 21, Ed Gordy, always told me you got to have an acre and a quarter to build a house on the hill. But when I got home and read it, it was 20,000 square feet, and the rest of the story is CR1A. Back to the impact fees. I read this 54-page report plus the amendments, the addendums. It's 94 pages. I'm not a scholar, but to me, raising the fees from $3,500 to $95, it's a 278% increase. I think that's appalling. The same thing on the other fees, whether it's manufactured home or multifamily. So I ask the council to look at this again as the future council comes on board, the new mayor, the new persons on there, because to me, I always felt that the city council always said, we don't want to do anything that's going to impact future councils. And I find this appalling to try and bring developers here to Apache Junction to find people with resources to come here to develop items, to bring sales dollars, and we're higher than Mesa, Chandler, Tempe. Gilbert may be higher, but they include water and sewer. It's hard to pull it all off the internet and read it, but I tell you, you need to reconsider on this one. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Robert Esposito.
Hi, Mr. Mayor, Council, staff. I'm Bob Esposito, 3942 North Rain Cloud. I wanted to talk tonight a little bit about our businessmen's group that we formed a couple of months ago called the Business and Property Owners Network, Apache Junction. Some of you know us because you've come to some of our meetings, talked to us and answered questions. I appreciate it. What we are is a group of business and property owners, some of who have been in the community for a short time, but some that have been around for a long time, 25, 30 years. Developers, real estate agents, realtors, restaurant owners, service providers, and commercial and residential property owners. I'm hoping that you'll see our group as a resource to tap into. And I don't mean to be presumptuous when I say that, but we do represent millions of dollars of investment in the community, and we're up to about 45 members, depending on the day. We might be pushing 50 next week. There have been several people who have joined the last few days. And we consider ourselves stakeholders. We think we're a pretty diverse group. And like I said earlier, several of the members have been here 20, 25, 30 years. And when I say to tap into us as a resource, if you ever did feel the need to talk to us or ask us questions or ever wanted to attend a meeting, it's really a direct line into what a decent representation of the entire city, I think, and the surrounding area of business and property owners. What are we thinking? What are our concerns for now and for the future? So I hope you'll keep that in mind. And from time to time, we're going to weigh in on issues that we think are important to us. And we hope that those times where we might disagree will be seen more as we agree to disagree and keep things civil. And like I said, we don't really see ourselves as some kind of a pressure group or anything like that. We really hope to be seen as a resource for the council and the community, et cetera. So anyway, I just wanted to tell you a little bit about our group, and from time to time we'll be speaking on different issues. Thank you for the time.
Thank you. I know Mr. Sippel wanted to respond to some comments that we made.
Yeah, if I could, I want to thank Dan Wald for the publicity on the home. We haven't gotten anybody to call, so I appreciate him giving me some airtime there. We'll go on our news channel. Interesting, though, that yesterday he said I mentioned to somebody. I went from work, came straight here to the meeting, so I'm not sure exactly who I spoke to. He asked Dan Wald, he won't tell you because he never has real names to put to his comments. However, I find it kind of funny that a council member can't choose to move at any point in time. 2 years ago, I think, or maybe it was 4 years ago, Mayor-elect Insulaco moved, wanted a new home. People want new homes. People want bigger homes. I'm a growing family. Currently, I have a 2,100 square foot home. Looking for a bigger home. VIP's building right at the end of the road here. They're building beautiful basement homes in our community. I don't know why a council member can't choose to move up his home without being criticized from the public, specifically Dan Wald. Most of you might not know, but Dan Wald and I have an interesting history, and there are times where him and I have not seen eye to eye, and he's been on the other end of the stick in different areas. So I apologize, Dan, for whatever I did to you in the past that makes you feel that you need to retaliate this way. But please know that my concerns are not of wanting to leave this community. There's an election coming up in 6 weeks. If I'm elected to be your council member, I will be here to run my term out and work with the rest of the council that's elected. If I am not elected to council, then I will choose to sell my home and move to those VIP homes or move somewhere else within the community. So I do appreciate it. And it's kind of funny, Dan, because I helped you move a couple years ago, too. When you moved your house into the community, I helped you move. But, yeah, it's kind of interesting. So, but thank you for putting the publicity out there for the house. I appreciate it. It's it's going for $265.
That's too high, sorry.
Not in Apache Junction. It's not.
Apache Junction, it's not.
Yeah. I'd like to just see, George, if there's some way to get with this, the business group, to see how we could use them as a resource on whatever needs we might, so that we are actually using them to gather information to help us on whatever issue it is we're working on, and what their concerns are and what we're doing. I'd like to see who's the contact person, how do we set up, if we wanted to set up a meeting and discuss. And I think the more communication we have, by far the much better. Otherwise, then we're only speaking when there's a problem, and then it's just a conflict. So I think it's a great idea. I like to know what's going on from the business community. I like to hear from them. I have my certain ones I see, but you know, I don't go to every business in this community. I go to most of them. So I'd like to see how we could set it up if we did need them as a resource. And I think it'd be good to start a dialogue if possible.
Other comments?
This afternoon I had to attend the CAG meeting in Florence, Central Arizona Association of Governments, for a budget hearing, and the city of Maricopa, their impact fees are $5,000, and they've only been a city a year, and they're having problems. They're thinking about raising them substantially. And I found out today also that the city of Florence, although they do have their water and sewer in their impact fees, they're over $11,000, and they're going to raise theirs. So it's not just us that are looking for money to help us survive and keep things going. It's all over the valley.
I got to say something there.
And they have property taxes. I was surprised to hear that Florence has a property tax.
Yeah.
Vice Mayor.
On the development fees, I did vote against them. I did think they're very high, but I think part of the problem is Passage Junction being so unique. So many of these other cities, you're dealing with all the utilities and everything under one roof. So you go and you can get the development fee here. In Passage Junction, you go under a different roof for every different utility. And some have impact fees and some don't, and we're almost at $10,000. But you know, I went to get a sewer district the other day, and if I wanted to pay about $8,000, I could hire somebody myself. You pay, I think it's $27.50 to the district, and then you pay somebody, whoever you hire on your list, another $5. It comes out to about $8,000. So I decided to go ahead and wait, and I'm going to let the sewer district put it in, because they put it in for you know, about roughly $1,000 to $1,500 less than a regular contractor. So, but there's still those fees. So, I mean, we're not talking about just $10,000. We're near $20,000 in development fees totally. So.
You know, and maybe I could respond to your response, is that there's only two places that money for infrastructure can come from. We dedicated a new wing to the library today that's going to be under construction. 18% of the money for building that has already been collected with development fees from 1997 to 2007. The rest of it will be paid for by future development fees, because it's the future development that's causing the need for additional library space. But the two places that can come from are from developer fees or from the taxpayer. That's the only two places it can come from. So by saying that we're tripling the fees, what that means is we've been subsidizing, because what the fees are now is what the cost is to the community. And that's what that huge report is that you referred to, is the theory behind setting those prices. Now, it is up to this council if we want to continue to subsidize we can do that. But I've always had the feeling, and I hope the new council continues, and there'll be at least 4 members, I believe, that are still going to be on this council, which is a majority, that growth should pay for itself, that we shouldn't be dipping into the general fund to provide infrastructure that new development requires. And if it tripled, then what that means is that we've been subsidizing way too much in the past. And we need to move forward. And that's how I feel about it. If a developer has a problem with the methodology in calculating those costs, it can be challenged, but I think we're pretty safe, because I think that is the actual cost to the community. So that's how I feel. And I hope before we put the burden back on our general fund, that we would consider that those are the actual costs to the community. Anybody else? Six weeks and I'll be gone.
No, I agree with the cost. The drill should pay for itself, absolutely. My comment is it's more challenging, to me, it's much more challenging for communities such as Apache Junction, where you have 8 different entities, 7 different entities. I don't know how many different utility bills I have, and sanitation bill and all that. So when we do have this impact fee, it's an appropriate, I don't at all feel like it's not an appropriate amount, but I think we need to take a look at the combination of all of them, add them up, and see if we're just kind of like in line with everything that goes under a roof, you know, residential, commercial, and just take a look and see if they add up that way, because I don't think our road fee's high. Everyone's road fees are high. That's the highest fee there is. At any rate, I do think we do have challenges, and I do think that we need to do a fair comparison, since we do not have we have control over one water district in the entire community. If we had control over all the other utilities and everything, then it would be simple to be able to tell you exactly why this fee is that and that thing. So I'd like to see, let's try to do a study if possible.
Okay. Any other? Okay, let's move on. Announcements of current events. Do we have any? Did I see your hand, Johnny, or no?
No.
Oh,
They're playing.
okay.
Playing.
We'll move on then to the city manager's report.
No report, Your Honor.
Oh, wow. We'll move on then to the public hearings. Item number 7, proposed application for a permanent extension of premises on the liquor license of Tres Banderas. And Kathy, can you lead us into that?
Yes, Your Honor. On May 1st, the statewide no smoking regulations go into effect. And if you've been reading the paper, you see that not just in Apache Junction, but across the entire valley. Businesses such as bars and restaurants are kind of scrambling to accommodate that law. A few weeks ago, you had a similar request from Superstition Skies. And this request from Tres Banderas is for the same premise, where they want to have an extension of premises so that they can accommodate those people who wish to smoke, and at the same time not be in disregard for the new state law. So the applicant has been asked to be present tonight in the event you have any questions.
Okay. Would the applicant or their spokesperson like to come forward and address the council?
Good evening, everybody. My name is Gabriel, and I'm from Tres Banderas. I've been there for almost 11 years now, thanks to everybody. And
like she said, it's hard, it's going to be hard to accommodate everybody, smokers and non-smokers, with the new law. It's just passed the last voting election, and so after the application, and then I think it should be okay, but I don't know, that's up to you guys. So, see what happens.
Any questions for the applicant?
No, I looked at what you're trying to do. I think, Gilbert, your plan looks, to me, personally, looks adequate.
Okay. And what I wrote pen, I just wrote with pen, so what's the really kind of, but I don't understand. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you. This is a public hearing. I'll open it up to the public at this time. Is there anyone who would like to address the council on item number 7 on the agenda? Okay, hearing and seeing none, I'll close the public hearing. Any further questions or discussion from council? I'll call for a motion.
Your Honor,
Councilman Waldron.
I move that the application for a permanent extension of premise on the liquor license of Tres Banderas Restaurant submitted by Roberto Martinez be recommended for approval to the Arizona Department of Liquor License and Control. Second.
Moved and seconded. Roll call.
Councilmember Insulato?
Yes.
Councilmember Deeds?
Yes.
Councilmember Severs?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Eck?
Yes.
Councilmember Waldron?
Yes.
Councilmember Sippel?
Yes.
Mayor Coleman?
Yes.
Unanimous, Your Honor.
Thank you. We'll move on to new business. Item number 8, selection of meeting dates, times for discussion and/or action on fiscal year 2007-2008 city budget. And Mr. Lewis.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and Council. You have in front of you, I hope, a revised budget schedule. When we made the agenda, it was going to be in May. We have changed that, since we have new council members coming, to be June. We have always asked you to set some dates that we can have public meetings on the budget before we have our tentative adoption and our adoption budget. So the dates that we are asking for at this time is sometime between June 11th and June 29th. It can be any day or any evening, usually we have it, and it's up to you to set those dates for me to work around.
Okay, what's the council's pleasure?
Oh, man. I've got to check. I don't know. I could do something tentatively, but I have a very important family reunion in that period, I know, between 11th and 29th. I think it's later than earlier.
Okay.
So.
We can bring you on the phone, all right?
What's that?
We can bring you in through the phone.
There you go. I think it's later than it is earlier.
Other?
Whatever the best of the rest of the council, doesn't matter to me, whatever date is.
So is this going to be a special meeting?
Yes.
Where we,
Session?
It can be a work session if you want to do that. That would be...
it would take the whole work, this is
Yeah.
where we get together with all the department heads
Yes.
and go through everything?
Yes.
I think we should have it on an off, either the 2nd or 4th, Monday or Tuesday, because I think we're all pretty well keyed into the Monday, Tuesday nights for our meetings anyway. At least my schedule is, if that's all right with everyone else.
You mean the 2nd or the 4th? That's fine.
The 2nd or 4th week. is-
Second or 4th, Monday or Tuesday.
How about the,
So,
Yeah, I was thinking the 25th as well. June? Or 25th of June?
yeah, that's between June 11th and June 29th, right?
Yes, anytime at that point, you can...
I'll be in the Bahamas. Oh, no. Sure.
I think that's when I have a family.
Well, you want to do the 11th? Or the
I'm
12th?
just made a phone call to try to find out, had no luck, so I will get back to you as soon as possible.
Well, we got
You know,
to...
if you want to continue this, you're welcome to. I just try to get it out early enough.
I know.
so that you had time to.
Yeah.
Continue to the end of the meeting?
Yeah.
Later in the agenda?
Should we come back to it, or you want to just,
Can we come back to it?
5 minutes.
Are they allowed to?
yeah, we can,
Well, honestly, I think I might.
They can take the next item and then come back to this one.
let's do that.
All right, thank
All
you.
right,
Just come back to it?
yeah, we'll come back. Item number 9, reappointment, appointments to Board of Adjustment.
No. Okay. When is the approving? When is the family reunion?
Okay, let's go on to item number 9, reappointment, appointments to Board of Adjustment, Library Board, Parks and Rec Commission, and Planning and Zoning Commission. And Kathy, will you lead us into this one?
Sure. Last night, you conducted a series of interviews of both applicants wishing to be reappointed, as well as new applicants for your Board of Adjustment, Library Board, Parks and Recreation Commission, and Planning and Zoning Commission. Your intent was to do the interviews last night and then the appointments tonight. In 2 weeks from now, you will interview your remaining boards and commissions on your April 30th agenda, and then do those appointments on May 1st.
Okay. Do we want to take them board at a time? I think that's how we've done it in the past. If I just throw my 2 cents in, the ones who have asked for reappointment, I feel should be reappointed.
Yeah,
I hope that doesn't throw a wrench in anybody, but
I thought they should be too.
if they've been serving and have an interest in continuing, I feel good about that. Well, let's,
Council's pleasure. You might want to wait for your...
I was going to say, I should have brought my yo-yo.
You didn't try to do that.
What's that, Sandy? Oh, yeah.
It's been a-
That was fun.
Still echoing. I heard everything you said.
Okay, we're doing the boards and commissions. We're going to go by board at a time. And the first one is the Board of Adjustment. We have 3 positions, 2 people wishing to be reappointed.
Your Honor.
Councilman Waldron?
I move that Marie Gardner and Jane Jones be reappointed to the Board of Adjustments for terms to expire on June 30th, 2010. I move that John Gordon be appointed to the Board of Adjustments for a term to expire on June 30th, 2008.
Second?
Moved in.
Your Honor,
Yes.
I have to say that we normally do them one at a time.
Yeah, one thing at a time.
Each motion? Yeah. Okay,
Unless we only have 2 candidates.
that's fine.
Does the second want to withdraw their second? We can.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'll withdraw the
Okay.
second.
Let's go ahead then and do the first one.
I mean,
Your Honor?
I don't want to.
No, I'm just withdrawing the last half of the motion, that on the John Gordon, the reappointment part of the motion, let's keep that.
But you're saying on Board of Adjustments, you nominated who?
Marie Gardner and Jane Jones is reappointment.
Reappointments.
Okay, I'm sorry, I would
Second?
second it.
Okay, we've got 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Third.
Is the motion for all 3?
We're just on this board.
Jan, do you have some enlightenment, or was she?
Yep, I think somebody's microphone might have gone.
I got our ears. His was off.
Thank you.
Okay, Kathy, what's the motion? Is it on all
It was
3?
moved, no, well, no, that motion and second was withdrawn. So
Okay.
all you're doing now, the motion is to reappoint Mary Gardner and Jane Jones to the Board of Adjustment.
Okay, and it's been seconded.
Yes, it has.
Roll call.
Councilmember Waldron?
Yes.
Councilmember Sippel.
Yes.
Councilmember Insulaco.
Yes.
Councilmember Deeds.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Eck.
One more time on the names, please.
Mary Gardner
Yes.
and Jane Jones for reappointment.
Gene Jones?
Jane Jones.
She's already
Still
on.
thought we were doing them one at a time.
Yeah, well,
So these are reappointments.
These are reappointments.
I know. I say no.
Councilmember Severs.
No.
Mayor Coleman.
Yes.
5 in favor, 2 opposed, the motion carries, Your Honor.
Okay, and the other term,
Your Honor,
Councilman Waldron.
I move that John Gordon be appointed to the Board of Adjustments for a term to expire on June 30th, 2008.
Second?
Moved and seconded. Roll call.
Councilmember Sippel.
Yes.
Councilmember Severs.
Yes.
Councilmember Deeds.
Yes.
Councilmember Waldron.
Yes.
Councilmember Insulaco.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Eck.
Yes.
Mayor Coleman.
Yes.
Unanimous, Your Honor.
Thank you. We'll go to the library board. We have 3 positions, 2 wishing to be reappointed, 1 vacancy for a term to expire in 2010.
Your Honor,
Councilman Sippel.
I move that Tess Nesser and Rhonda Jackson be reappointed to the library board for a term to expire on June 30th, 2010.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Roll call.
Councilmember Severs.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Eck.
Yes.
Councilmember Waldron.
Yes.
Councilmember Sippel.
Yes.
Councilmember Deeds.
Yes.
Councilmember Insulaco.
Yes.
Mayor Coleman.
Yes.
Unanimous, Your Honor.
Thank you. Councilman.
I move that Lois Eldridge be appointed to the library board for a term to expire on June 30th, 2010.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Roll call.
Councilmember Deeds.
Yes.
Councilmember Insulaco.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Eck.
Yes.
Councilmember Severs.
Yes.
Councilmember Sippel.
Yes.
Councilmember Waldron.
Yes.
Mayor Coleman.
Yes.
Unanimous, Your Honor.
Thank you. Parks and Recreation Commission. We have 4 positions, 2 people wishing to be reappointed, and we have 2 vacancies expiring in 2009.
Your Honor,
Councilman Sippel.
I move that Mona Barton and Conrad Podzinski be reappointed to the Parks and Recreation Commission for terms to expire on June 30th, 2010.
Moved and seconded. Roll call.
Councilmember Insulaco.
Yes.
Councilmember Deeds.
Yes.
Councilmember Severs.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Eck.
Yes.
Councilmember Waldron.
Yes.
Councilmember Sippel.
Yes.
Mayor Coleman.
Yes.
Unanimous, Your Honor.
Okay. Was there any others on planning and zone, or Parks and
Yes,
Rec?
we've got new commissioners.
Okay.
Two new ones.
2 new. We're going to do these one at a time, is that how you guys
For
like?
Park and Rec?
Yeah, one at a time? Okay.
Go ahead.
I move that Todd, O'Lear, be appointed to the Parks and Recreation Commission for a term to expire June 30th, 2009.
Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Roll call.
Vice Mayor Eck.
Yes.
Councilmember Waldron.
Yes.
Councilmember Sippel.
Yes.
Councilmember Insulaco.
Yes.
Councilmember Severs.
Yes.
Councilmember Deeds.
Yes.
Mayor Coleman.
Yes.
Unanimous, Your Honor.
Your Honor,
Councilman Sippel.
I move that Wayne Standage be appointed to the Parks and Recreation Commission for a term to expire June 30th, 2009.
Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Roll call.
Councilmember Waldron.
Yes.
Councilmember Sippel.
Yes.
Councilmember Insulaco.
Yes.
Councilmember Deeds.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Eck.
Yes.
Councilmember Severs.
Yes.
Mayor Coleman.
Yes.
Unanimous, Your Honor.
Thank you. Planning and Zoning Commission, there's 3 positions. We have 1 person wishing to be reappointed, 1 vacancy expiring in 2010, and 1 vacancy expiring in 2008.
Your Honor,
Councilman Deeds.
I move that J. Sue Johns be reappointed to the Planning and Zoning Commission for a term to expire on June 30th, 2010.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Roll call.
Councilmember Sippel.
Yes.
Councilmember Severs.
Yes.
Councilmember Deeds.
Yes.
Councilmember Waldron.
Yes.
Councilmember Insulaco.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Eck.
Yes.
Mayor Coleman.
Yes.
Unanimous, Your Honor.
Your Honor.
Real quick, Your Honor. Kathy, on here, they both say to term to expire June 30th, 2010. Should one say June 30th, 2010, and one should say June 30th, 2008?
One vacancy
No? Yeah, there's one vacancy, 2008.
You have two that have terms that will in the future expire on 2010. Pasquale D'Amico's term expired on 2008,
So is it June?
June 30th.
So there's one with a new date, yeah.
So there's one that expires, is going to be there for a year, Kathy, the vacancy,
Yes,
June 30th, 2008.
And one for June 30th, 2010.
that's correct.
Okay.
Still to go, correct?
Yeah, Your Honor.
Yes.
Vice Mayor?
Iffer. Good.
Yeah.
I move that Terry Parker, now, she's not being be appointed, I guess, to Planning and Zoning Commission for a term to expire on June 30th, 2010.
Is there a second? Moved and seconded, roll call.
Councilmember Severs?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Eck?
Yes.
Councilmember Waldron?
No.
Councilmember Sippel?
No.
Councilmember Deeds?
Yes.
Councilmember Insularco?
Yes.
Mayor Coleman?
Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor. 5 in favor, 2 opposed, the motion carries, Your Honor.
Your Honor,
Councilman?
I move that Sam Condon be promoted from the Board of Adjustment to be appointed for the Planning and Zoning Commission with his term expiring on June 30th, 2008.
Second.
Moved and seconded, roll call.
Councilmember Deeds?
No.
Councilmember Insularco?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Eck?
Yes.
Councilmember Severs?
Yes.
Councilmember Sippel?
No.
Councilmember Waldron?
Kathy, can I ask a question? Because the motion said promote from,
It's not a promotion.
Well-
It's an appointment.
so he would have to resign from Board of Adjustment?
That's what was discussed last night.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make clear on the motion, because the motion said a promotion, and it's not a, no.
Mayor Coleman?
No.
3 in favor, 4 opposed, the motion failed, Your Honor.
Can I have another motion?
Your Honor.
Councilman Deeds?
I move that John Kantowski be appointed to the Planning and Zoning Commission to a term to expire June 30th, 2008.
Second.
Moved and seconded, roll call.
Councilmember Insularco?
No.
Councilmember Deeds?
Yes.
Councilmember Severs?
No.
Vice Mayor Eck?
No.
Councilmember Waldron?
Yes.
Councilmember Sippel?
Yes.
Mayor Coleman?
Yes.
4 in favor, 3 opposed, the motion carries, Your Honor.
So we have one more.
No, that's it.
And that's it in that case?
For tonight?
Okay, thank you.
We gotta go back to that.
Let's go back to item number 8, selection of meeting dates, times for discussion and/or action on the city budget.
Ari, did you get your times for the?
I did, and it was difficult. But I got it.
Did you get it figured out?
When's good?
For me, we are going we will be gone the 22nd through the 24th, so I have no idea what dates were picked, what were selected.
11th and 12th. 25th or the 26th.
Well, that looks pretty good then.
Okay, I'll call for a motion then.
Your Honor,
Councilman,
I move that the meeting dates, times for discussion and/or action on the fiscal year 2007-2008 budget be the following: Monday, June 11th, and Tuesday, June 12th.
is there a second?
Do we need both
Oh,
dates?
Kathy?
If we need both days?
And those are work sessions?
Work
correct?
session.
Okay.
Do we need both days? Have we in the past used?
How quick can you turn things around?
Well,
Mr. Mayor.
well, I have time because we have extended the whole budget out to the last limit, the legal limit we can do this year. I'm not trying to get it done by the end of June 30th.
There may be a Board of Adjustment meeting on the 11th, possibly, but they don't have it scheduled yet, but that's the usual date.
We have our schedule now.
Yes, just to let you know.
And what time?
What time? 6? 6?
6 is good with me.
6?
Yeah.
I know 4 doesn't work.
Is, inside joke, I guess. Is, if we schedule both nights and we don't need the second, we can cancel.
We've done that before.
Okay.
It's probably a good idea then. Is there a second? Moved and seconded, roll call.
Vice Mayor Eck?
Yes.
Councilmember Waldron?
Sure, I'm not busy
Is that a yes? Thank you. Councilmember Sippel?
Yes.
Councilmember Insulaco? Yes. Councilmember Severs?
Yes.
Councilmember Deeds?
Yes.
Mayor Coleman?
Yes.
Unanimous, Your Honor.
Keith, were we going to have the proposed budget on May 11th, right?
That's my plan at this point.
Okay, so we'll have plenty of time to go
Yes.
over it and everything.
You have almost a month to. We will also have,
Well, we've got a new council sitting
Yes.
too, so that's,
that's one of the reasons that we have extended it out to the last legal dates.
and we can get,
We'll do, if those, for those who desire to do a one-on-one, line by
but
line.
we can get the new seating council a copy of the budget to go over before they're sworn in?
Yes.
They will get it on,
Legally?
That is our.
yes,
Yes.
Okay.
they will get it on the 11th also.
I think can we include the candidates on that too? Or-
Well, it's just a few days
And give
later,
them the-
so
Okay,
if that's needed.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Could I just reopen the boards and commissions just to make a comment? Perfect. That I just wanted to,
Let me ask
Joel.
City Attorney.
Sorry.
Mayor's pleasure.
Oh, my pleasure.
I just wanted to
Sure.
thank everybody for applying and all those who are coming and those who did not get appointed to a board or committee, that you please continue. That you notice we see more and more applicants each time. So I think with your continuance, the names certainly seem to become more of a reoccurrence. So thank you very much for applying, and I would hope you would continue in the future.
Yeah, persevere, ask John how many tries it takes. So, okay, if there's nothing else, we'll go ahead and adjourn.
Item number 10.
Are we having more meetings? Doggone.
We have them up in May.
I'll take the adjournment back. Call for motion on the meeting, dates, times, locations.
I move that an executive session at 6 PM and a work session at 7 PM be held on Monday, April 30th, 2007, in the City Council Conference Room and the City Council Chambers respectively. And then an executive session at 6 PM be held on Tuesday, May 1st, 2007, in the City Council Conference Room. Second.
Wait, hold on just a sec, Kathy.
I thought that perhaps you wanted to start those executive sessions at 5:30?
Oh, I thought we thought an hour was going to be plenty.
We may have other items, though.
Can I redo that
Just say 5 o'clock.
to say 5 o'clock
It's up to you.
on Tuesday, Tuesday, May 1st? Is that the one we needed it?
It's your choice, whichever night you want to.
Are we going to
That'll
need
be-
2 hours?
Well, I never think so, and then we always end up coming down here 15 minutes late.
Okay, let me amend that to, that executive session at 5 PM be held on Tuesday, May 1st, 2007, in the city council conference room.
And your Monday night is still at 6 o'clock.
Mondays, yeah, that'll be regular.
Okay.
Moved and seconded, roll call.
Okay. Councilmember Deeds?
Yes.
Councilmember Insulato?
Yes, only if George brings us on
Okay. Vice Mayor Eck?
Yes.
Councilmember Chambers?
Yes.
Councilmember Sippel?
Yes.
Councilmember Waldron? Okay, Mayor Coleman?
Yes,
Unanimous, Your Honor.
thank you. Now, is there anything else? George?
Kathy, Joel, do we have the ability to target some times for the council staff retreat, or no?
It's not on the agenda.
Okay.
Okay, now if there's nothing else, we'll go ahead and adjourn.
Right, and that's what he's saying is we don't know because we can't get that information. We'd like to see the comparison. I'd love to see but do any of those include the water and sewer? And other water and sewer only $1,000 each. I'd love to see the comparison. Even if it's only 2 or 3 cities. If we can see 2 or 3 cities that have the utilities included, and ours, at least we don't.